What is going on YouTube and also the Discord stage channel? Welcome to your Strats Weekly for the week of 5 February 2022. As always, I'm your host, Oth. Thanks for being with us tonight. Got a packed house, lots of people excited to talk about all kinds of stuff. Oh, there we go. Got everything set. Oh, how's everybody doing tonight? A lot of people up here, a lot of people down in the audience. You love to see it.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Loving it.
Discord.
Had my balls tradition
Discord being
today, so I'm ready to roll.
nice.
Super excited for Lost Ark.
Speaking of balls, hype for Lost Ark. This stream, as always, sponsored by Balls. Balls Guarana. If you don't know, they're amazing. They're one of the OG energy drink companies. They have been sponsoring all kinds of people, all kinds of gamers for so very long. I first found out about Balls, it would have been circa 2003 or 2004. They sponsored a tiny little LAN party that used to happen every month up in like southwestern Oklahoma. A bunch of people would come up to Lawton. They'd be coming in from Wichita Falls, which is about 45 minutes south, and they'd be coming from up north, out from Chickasha, stuff like that. We'd all get together in Lawton. We'd rent out a small space somewhere between 25 and 50 people usually would show up, and we'd just play games all day. Which is like a monthly
Nice.
Saturday thing we did. It was like low cost for admission to cover the cost of being there and to pay for pizza. And Balls most months would sponsor with a couple cases of Balls Guarana, which is just fucking awesome if we're being honest.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because they didn't have to do that, but they did.
And now they're sponsoring a small community of gamers, of passionate gamers.
It's true. I mean,
Where are the
honestly,
cases?
amazing. Where what cases?
Who's hiding the cases?
I'm hiding the cases under my desk.
I
It's the
fucking
cases.
knew
He's the
it.
host. He's
I
the
knew
host.
it.
Look,
We
man,
send them to him.
it comes with perks. It's
Yeah,
sorry, not sorry.
it's a lot of work.
It
Don't
is.
underestimate the effort.
I'm not underestimating what Oth is doing lately. All right.
Yeah,
Good
right?
lord, yeah, that's a whew.
That's
Before we
worth
get
another
too far,
case of balls.
hold on. Before we get too far into this, I gotta sidetrack this. I want to talk about Balls. I love Balls. We'll talk more about
Okay.
them when we get to the Biggest Loser stuff. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. There is a giveaway that just started 8 minutes ago down in the giveaway channel. Count them, 2 members of the community
Oh.
stepped up and were like, you know what? What if we just give away a platinum edition of Lost Ark tonight? There are 2 up for grabs. Risa DeMilo threw one up for us, and so did Ouchie. So,
Wow, nice.
if you want a shot at a platinum Founders Pack for Lost Ark, you have until about, I want to say 10:25-ish Eastern Time to get in on that giveaway.
Yep, exactly 46 minutes and 12 seconds.
Additional emojis do not help. Only the heart emoji counts.
Style points are appreciated, though.
All points are appreciated. Oh, man. So, yeah, we got heaps and heaps to talk about tonight. We're going to rip through a little bit faster than we normally do, the ESO stuff and the EVE Online stuff. I do want to touch base with those. Like, those are important parts of the community, but we are like T-minus, 2.5 days from
This
Lost
is the
Ark
last
launch.
weeky
This is,
until
the
launch.
last weekend, the last weekly beforehand.
Crazy.
We're going Tuesday morning. It's coming. Not just a store, it's also a release date. So, yeah, there's a store called Tuesday Morning. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
yeah,
I'm with you. I'm with
the
you.
knickknack shop.
Dude, my mother loves Tuesday Morning. She drives quite a distance just to shop at Tuesday Morning. It's okay. I don't mind it.
I always thought it was just open on Tuesday mornings when I was a kid.
No lie, I was confused as well. I was like, is this like some kind of really niche boutique? Like,
Okay.
it's kind of the like Supreme deal with exclusivity breeds like a need. Or no,
I don't know.
but it's not. It's just a normal store. Woo! First up, though, we got to talk about ESO. For those who don't know, ESO is an MMO. It's been out for a hot minute now. Set in the Elder Scrolls universe, shortly before the events of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. You can play it in first person. You can play it in third person. It came out, 2014? Yeah,
No idea.
2014,
New content,
I believe.
though.
Yeah, new content constantly. They just announced they have a huge drop coming this year with the High Tide. If you want more details on what all is involved with that, I highly recommend you check last week's Strats Weekly. Our Fearless Guild leader was actually able to be here that night. He talked us through a lot of the content that's coming. Super, super cool stuff. Whole lot of new stuff. Very exciting. But we play a lot of ESO. To give you an idea of how much ESO we play, they're up to over 600 people down there with the role in the ESO channel, which is crazy. Absolutely insane. We regularly maintain somewhere between 420 and 450 in the guild. We did get our guild trader back again this week, which is super hype. We normally have a guild trader. We lost it for 1 week. That was real sad. But there was an event in the area, so there was a lot of high bids happening for that, unfortunately.
One thing I'll say about our ESO guild, like one of the best perks is the guild hall is unbelievable. It has literally every single crafting station you can have.
Yeah.
And in ESO, that's like, I don't know, there's got to be at least, there's like 100 of them. I mean, it's something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Dai's home plot is incredible.
It's nuts.
Yeah, like that, the dedication, the grind, you got to respect it.
Yeah.
We play a lot of ESO. If you're interested in joining us in ESO, all you need to do, grab the role from Rules and Rolls. That'll pop up in your Elder Scrolls category. Hit up the Skooma Den. Just about anybody in the guild who's been in the guild for, I think, like 3 or 7 days, something like that, has invite permission. So we can get you in super fast. You don't have to wait for an officer. If you have questions about what's going on down there, there are a number of people that you can reach out to. I would personally recommend Aussie Time, Dies a Lot, Two Boy Android. Those are like our big leads. But there's a lot of other folks who know what's going on. Bunches of Trees and Ghost of a Messiah are on all the time as well. Either of those guys can help. Or if you just see somebody chilling in voice chat, hop in there and ask them what the dealio is. They'll hook you up. We are on the North American server, the mega server. We have people in all time zones. Aussie Time is not just a moniker. He is actually playing from Australia. We do have a small contingency playing in the OCE time zones. We also have people playing from the EU time zones because from what I've heard, the EU servers are kind of dead, actually. There's just most EU players.
The ping is never an issue.
Mm-mm.
It seems like in ESO, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah,
and that's probably why they do just one big server.
Yeah, well, they have an EU server, but so many of the EU players play on the NA server. I think because ESO just hit really well in NA comparatively.
Yeah.
And I don't know offhand, but I don't think they have any OCE servers. So you've also got the OCE, CEA, or SEA players playing in.
It's interesting.
NA as well. So
there's a big controversy now with the game we will talk about in a little bit.
Oh yeah, the lack of OCE SEA support.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. But yeah, we play a whole lot. If you're interested in hooking up with those peeps, head on down, hit up the Skooma Den. They'll get you all the deets down there. Next game we're going to talk about real quick before we get on to the main event, so to speak, EVE Online. We have an incredibly active EVE Online group, and just, I'm so glad, like, not everybody sees it, obviously, but that the Killboard channel is back. I have missed the Killboard channel. I live for the Killboard channel, man. That is, I live for it, just like watching everything go down. It's also fun when I come back and I've got like 10 pings. I'm like, what happened? You just like kind of scroll through the feed. Yeah, like what's going on?
Thanatos kill that I'm just looking at the kill board. That's exciting.
There's a lot going on there. For those who don't know, EVE Online has been out since like 03 or something like that. Incredibly well-aged MMO on an just massive scale. Everybody's on the same server. You basically go around, you fly ships, you can do all kinds of stuff. It's kind of got the same scope and scale as what Star Citizen is seeking to achieve, except they've already got it. Like, you can't go first person.
Minus the graphics and stuff.
There's definitely a difference in the graphic fidelity. Like, you will never be wandering around on a station, exploring worlds and stuff like that. But in terms of
there's just no way, I think, they'd have to rebuild the game from the ground, I think.
Yeah, but the depth of everything in there, the politics of it, it's full loot PvP. You've got factions that you've got to worry about, like NPC factions, not just player factions. Tons and tons and tons of content. I know Toxic, in his waiting for Lost Ark, actually dipped his toes back into Eve, or maybe for the first time. I don't remember.
First time. Well, he played for like 5 seconds of the tutorial, I think. So this
I had a account from 2 years ago, so I ended up recovering it. I've been playing again for the last couple weeks.
Nice.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to speak for you. I didn't realize you were here. That's my bad.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do in New Eden. Oh, we're still on this thing because that didn't switch. Great. I still need to fix that. I'm having to do it manually. I'll fix it one of these days. I'll remember to. Yeah, tons going on though in Eve. If you're interested in hooking up with the Eve guys, there are. Can't talk about it in detail. I always get in trouble for talking in too many details.
Well, I have a non-OPSEC.
Okay.
So we are starting to do Black Ops bomber fleets out of HiSec, just to random places.
Oh, nice.
Just for fun. So
the Bomberman
you can
squads
get into
are
a
back?
bomber pretty easily. What's that?
The Bomberman squads are back?
Yeah, the Bomberman squads are back. You can get into a bomber pretty easily and be useful, and you can go in there and just like jump on a target.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's super exciting.
Good fun.
There's a lot going on down there. Vorthos is just the fucking man. I talk him up every week. He knows so much about Eve. It is his game. It is the game he plays. I'm pretty sure it's his retirement game. I don't know if he knows that yet, but it's his retirement game. We have over 300 people right now in the server with the Eve role. We are part of an alliance. Stratsco is, I should say. The Corp is part of an alliance. Pretenders. There are a couple
We're
of
the executors of the alliance.
Executors of the alliance. Not to be confused with the Star Destroyer. Was it Super Star Destroyer or a regular Star Destroyer? Executor was Vader's destroyer, wasn't it? Tangent. Nobody knows? Okay, just me.
What? Sorry.
The Executor, wasn't that Vader's Super Star Destroyer? Or just regular Star Destroyer, I mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was. I had a discussion about this with a friend recently, and I think I'm remembering correctly. Anyhow, side tangent over.
Side note.
There's lots to do in New Eden. If you like to do economics, it's so deep. The economy is insane there. If you prefer to go out and do like mining and gathering runs, that's an option. You want to just fly around and try and kill people, you can. I would take some friends with you, but you can. We do high sec, low sec, null sec, and wormhole space. Stratsco lives in wormhole space, but we do content in other
kind of
spots.
sec you want.
That's true. You want to do it, somebody in the Corp or somebody in the Alliance is already doing it. Guaranteed. There's even likely an event going on for whatever content you want to do. So if you're interested in joining us in New Eden, like I said, head on down, hit up the Internet Spaceship channel. Vorthos is a great POC. You can also talk to Mazik, Vecino if he's around and can be pulled away from Lost Ark for any amount of time.
Yeah, yeah.
If none of those
Vorthos
guys are around,
is probably your guy.
Yeah,
in the
Vorthos
next
is
few weeks.
Definitely the guy. Bane and Wex also, if nobody else is around, either of those guys can sort you out as well. A lot of cool stuff going on in there. Strongly recommend you check it out. And now, the thing that we got a lot to talk about, and that I think a lot of people are here to hear about, Lost Ark. We're so close. We're so close. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. My body is ready. I'm ready to not be working 2 jobs. It's gonna be amazing.
Are you prepared?
We've almost filled all the guilds, like all of the in-game guilds are almost at capacity. They're approaching. They will be full before launch, which is a great feeling. and then I won't have to do spreadsheets every night. It's gonna be so cool. For those who don't
That's
know,
your favorite game.
oh, I mean, it's been my main game for the last couple weeks. I'll tell you that much.
Game.
For those who don't know, Lost Ark is an MMO. It's been out for a couple years. It came out of Korea originally. It's in Russia, it's in Japan, and now it's finally coming to NAEU. Early access for anybody who has a Founders Pack is coming out on the 8th. The free-to-play launch will be on Friday the 11th. Servers go live at 9 a.m. Pacific for everybody. It doesn't matter where you're playing from in the NAEU. 9 a.m. Pacific is when the servers are going to come up. We are fielding guilds on both the East Coast and the West Coast. Talking more about that here in a mo. But before I forget to mention it, on the subject of Lost Ark, we are having a special stream tomorrow night. It's going to be a little late because we're coordinating across the Atlantic. But Saivo, if you don't know who Saivo is and you're playing Lost Ark, I wonder how you don't know. Saivo is coming by the Discord for a while to do a Q&A with us. Super, super cool that he was willing to do that for us. We have a channel down here in Lost Ark category, Saivo Q&A. Wilkie may also be coming. I haven't gotten a hard confirmation one way or the other if he'll be there. We know for sure, though, Saivo was on board. We are closing that channel very soon, probably shortly after the Strats Weekly today, because I need to comb through the questions, get a list together, get them out to him so he has a chance to look things over, make sure he's not going to get any questions that would, potentially violate any NDAs that he's under, stuff like that, or things that he is comfortable talking about. I don't want him to, I don't want to throw him an oddball question that, he may not know the answer to offhand. So we're going to let him, we're going to send him all ahead of time so he has some prep time to get all that sorted out. But if you have questions, get them in soon, because we are shutting that channel down shortly so that I can comb through it. So let's talk about how we're doing right now with Lost Ark. We have an incredible leadership team on both coasts. We have expanded it for the final time this week. We now have 6 teams, which will be the 6 launch in-game guilds on East Coast and on West Coast. A lot of moving parts, a lot of people, a lot of activity. These channels are constantly blowing up. The way things are going to go, for those who don't know yet or who haven't heard, everybody should only be able to see their team. If that's not the case, please tell me, because I know we did some team shuffling around when we were trying to keep friend groups together. I know I'd had to do some shuffling this week, and Discord was not behaving 100%. So some people are seeing multiple teams. So if that's the case, please let me know. We'll get that fixed. When the guild leads, the team leads for each of these teams have made the in-game guild, they are going to post the name of the guild so that you can search it, and they're going to post the join password. That is the password that you will use to join the guild. You will not have to wait for an invite, because that's just counterproductive. And if the team lead needs to get off to go eat, or if they have to work that day or something like that, we're not going to sit there and try to catch everybody and invite 29 other people onto the guild. That's just not efficient. So we're going to have passwords. That's why we have everything privated right now. We're going to leave that as is until probably Sunday night after launch. That way, all of our free-to-play players who have signed up to be in one of the launch teams gets access to that spot that they asked to be in. Following that, we will switch to an invite system. That way, we can more easily manage who's coming in, stuff like that. Yeah, that's what's happening there. So we've talked about how we want to try to get everybody over time pushed into the same 1 or 2 in-game guilds. That's always been the goal. The reason we're fractured across 6 on each coast is not because we want to be, but because the starting guild capacity is only 30% of what it will actually be once we get the guild fully leveled up. We're starting at 30-player cap. The in-game guilds eventually have a 100-player cap, but we got to grind out all of the guild XP in order to do that. So here is how things are going to work as we move forward. We have already identified which teams we are going to start merging into. I don't know. Do we want to talk about which teams those are at this point, guys, or do we want to keep that under wraps? Opinions?
Which teams we're merging into?
Yes.
I mean,
Maybe
I think it's probably better that we keep it under wraps, I guess, right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not important right now. I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty irrelevant.
Really can act on.
That's fair. Okay. So we're not going to talk about exactly which teams we're going to be merging into, but understand that we have identified which teams we're going to be merging folks into. Now that's going to be voluntary. We're not going to force anybody to merge if they don't want to. For example, if you're, let's say the purple team is the team we're going to merge to, and you're on the orange team, and you've got a friend group that you came into Stratsco with, and you're playing on orange team. We're not going to say, hey, so-and-so, it's your turn. Get over there to the purple team. Leave your friend group in that other team. We're not going to do anything like that. It's going to be completely voluntary for people who want to move. If you don't want to move, that's completely fine as well. The way recruiting has been going, I have no doubt in my mind, West Coast is very close to having a wait list. East Coast is not that far behind either. We will inevitably have a wait list of people wanting to join these in-game guilds once they're rolled up. So, as we're merging people in, some teams have been identified. They will not be taking new recruits from outside Stratsco. They will specifically be taking people who want to merge into them. And we will be filling all of the other spots that are created, either by people moving or by the guilds leveling up, with additional new recruits, because we don't plan to stop supporting the recruiting efforts of Lost Ark just because the game launches. There will, in addition to all the stuff we've been doing out of game on various forums, in various Discord servers where that's permitted. Obviously, we're not spamming on the subreddits and things like that. We will also be supporting it with in-game recruiting. So no team for any appreciable amount of time should be below whatever their team's cap is. In the future, if we hit a point where attrition is outpacing the recruiting efforts, then we will begin opening up the possibility or the option for folks who are playing alt characters actively to put those alts into the various teams, because the teams will already exist. The benefits of those teams will already exist. And if you want to put them in there, then I'm not going to stop you. I don't see why we shouldn't be able to do that. But at launch and for the foreseeable future, all of the in-game guilds for Stratsco are going to be mains only. Please, please, please. Mains only. We got a lot of people that want to join, that want to be part of what's going on in the game. Let's make sure we afford those folks that spot. When it comes time to possibly put in some actively played alts, we'll cross that bridge. That should be quite a ways down the line, though. The one exception that I will talk about, there is one team, and actually I didn't get a chance to talk to the leadership team about it, but it's a realization I had as I was sorting people last night and earlier today. The NA West purple team, we are going to afford those who want to join the NA West purple team, who want to merge into it from other teams. We're going to afford that as a possibility for sure. The reason being, NA West purple team is predominantly OCE SEA players, and we hit 30 cap like that. It was super fast. So we are going to, as that team expands, try to make room or try to allow for additional OCE SEA players that we've got, because I know we've got a couple in the West Coast Orange team already. Try and get those players unified under a single banner until such time as we either grow to the point that they're going to need their own in-game guild because they're approaching 100 players, or until we hit a point where we look at maybe merging them into the main guild. But for the time being, we're going to definitely support that, because the amount of time zones that OCE SEA covers and their difference to a lot of the North American time zones where a good bit of the NA West player base is very different. On the weekends, it's totally fine. We'll definitely be playing all the time with one another, but on weekdays, especially once, everybody who's taking off work has to go back to work, and everybody who's ditching school responsibilities has to start maybe studying for midterms and things like that. We want to make sure that they have a nice place of belonging, and they are not logging into a team that is predominantly empty because all of their other players in that team are asleep or at work or something like that. So the NA West purple team, we are going to try and merge the rest of the OCE, SEA players in that have joined and that join after the fact. Try and get them all shuffled into the purple team. That's kind of the plan there. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's awesome for them.
Crystal.
I like it.
So, regarding the merging, we are 100% lifting an idea from Legacy Gaming. I'll give them credit. It's a good idea. Like Vecino and I both sat in on their guild meeting on Friday because we were curious. If you're not trying to learn, if you're not looking at what other people are doing, then you're leaving potentiality out on the table. And Legacy had a really clever idea, and we are 100% gonna steal it, but give credit. For the merging, what we had originally talked about amongst the leadership team was, maybe we'll try to identify the people that are playing super actively, that maybe we want to identify as like, hey, these guys, we should look at maybe moving them over, or these gals are really hitting it, like maybe we should see if they want to move over. What that creates is a lot of additional administrative logistics that we don't necessarily need to do, especially because, you reach out, hey, are you interested in merging over? No, my friend group is over here. I'd rather stay where I'm at. Okay, cool. So now, who else? Who's next on the list that I'm going to reach out to? So instead of that, what we're going to do is every time on the East or the West Coast, whenever those guilds that we are merging people into level up, leadership will let us know. We're going to we're going to use the giveaway bot effectively to fill those spots. So we'll make an announcement. We'll post it in the events channel, or we'll post it somewhere, maybe in the East Coast and the West Coast channel. We'll figure out where it's going exactly.
Yeah,
We'll
we can run the giveaway in a dedicated channel. Like we won't run it in the giveaways channel. We'll make a separate thing, and it'll be obvious that that's what it is and all that.
Yeah, that way people who want to move, who want to try and merge into those guilds that we're merging folks into, they have the opportunity to just opt in and say, hey, yeah, like I'm interested in moving, and we'll give them a chance, and it'll just be a lottery system. We will be using the same way that we do the giveaways now in the giveaway channel. We will be using your Discord server rank to determine how many entries, quote unquote, you get. We will not be giving an additional entry, however, for the boosters. We normally, on normal giveaways, boosters do have an additional chance to potentially win. That will not be the case for these merges. It will strictly be the earned permission levels that you get from participating in the Strats Co Discord.
Yeah, and if anyone doesn't know how that works, is essentially every time you send a message, there is a percentage chance to get 1 XP that builds up over time, and that contributes to a reputation level, and at certain milestones of levels you get a trust level, which is what is represented on the side there, like revered, friendly, etc.
Honored, exalted, all that stuff. So that's how we're going to do that. That way it's opt-in. People who are interested in doing it can do it, and those who would prefer to stay where they're at are welcome to just stay where they're at. There's no pressure to move. As a reminder, we really are trying to drive home the emphasis that the East group, the East Guild, all of the different teams, all of the in-game guilds are effectively one massive guild. There are only 2 types of content in Lost Ark that require you to participate exclusively with your in-game guild. That's the Guild vs. Environment boss fight once a week, and the Guild vs. Guild PvP battling also once a week. Other than those 2 events, everything else in the game you can participate with anybody on the server. You can party up with anybody on the server, queue for matchmaking if you need some additional folks, and go out there and do it. That's all the raids, the cube, like,
and we'll be in, like, for launch day, launch week. If it's anything like any of the other MMOs, like thinking about Lost Ark, thinking about New World, which wasn't nearly as hype as Lost Ark. During that first leveling week, it was like 24/7 voice comms, going through the levels together, doing the progression together, even if not like together in a group. Everybody was together out of game in voice comms, like hanging out. I imagine it'll be sort of like that. Although the difference here is that there is such a massive amount of people, we'll obviously need to like break out into different channels, but we have a really easy, simple system to do that where anyone can create a new channel and drop down, do some stuff together, and then sync back up later.
Yep. For those who don't know what that is, down in the Lost Art category, there is a channel that just says create party. If you click there, it will create an additional voice channel temporarily with you with no limit. You can use /voice-rename to change the name. So you could be like, NA East Hangout or NA East, questing, something like that, whatever you want to name it. And then people can filter in and out as they see fit. If, you've got a group that wants to do a story dungeon, break out, make a little channel for yourselves, do the story dungeon, and then jump back into a larger, more like chill and social channel, that kind of thing. We are also looking to support some ways that we can support, especially in-game, looking for group stuff. There's still some debate on what might be the best way, so I would invite you, if you have ideas for how we might best support that, drop them in the Raiders of the channel. Ping me on it, or ping Validius on it as well. Would be a good person to ping. Just if you've got ideas about it. One of the things we're talking about is possibly a channel where you can take roles, and those roles would equate to certain terraces of gear score, so that if you needed to do a specific tier of content, you could at that specific gear score here on your specific channel, say, the East Coast channel, and that would only hit people in NA East who are at least that gear score, who have taken that role. And, that would be a way to do some of the LFG down in the later game. Again, we're still looking at some of the other options there. So if it's something you're interested in, or something you have ideas for, I should say, please, Raiders of the at me, at Validius, and we'll take it under consideration. Man, is it Tuesday yet? It really needs to be Tuesday.
Yep.
What else do we have to cover?
What else do we have to cover? I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything with all of the channels. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick. We are not adding any more. In-game guilds, launch guilds. There are currently, if you've got friends who are potentially coming over to play with us, there are currently only 18 remaining spots on NA West right now for launch. There are only 46 remaining slots on NA East for launch. So if you have friends who've been kind of on the fence, or who are just being a bit lazy about filling out the questionnaire for whatever reason, or just aren't on the Discord yet, time to light a fire. If you want them, or if they want to have a spot in one of the launch teams, we're going to be full ahead of launch, 100%, especially the West Coast. East Coast maybe makes it to launch day with like 5 empty spots or something. West Coast, we are going to be full, 100%. So if you've got friends who have not filled out their questionnaire, please encourage them to do so. I have managed to keep everybody who has wanted to play with specific people together. I will continue to do that as long as I can. Some of the NA West teams are very, very full already, so it won't necessarily be possible anymore. I will do my best though. But when it's full, it's full. I'm not going to kick somebody just to make room for your friend because they didn't fill out the survey or the questionnaire in time when other people did. So,
yeah, please. I will say that given the way we're going to do the lottery system based on role, which is essentially participation, that the people that are here, like you guys that are all here, participating in the channels, chatting, helping people out, posting guides, like whatever you're doing, that will just go into ensuring that you are like consolidating with us, like moving into the larger guild. So I think that will help sort of make it fair for any new people that join, and especially when we get to the free to play launch date, there's always a ton of new people that come into a game, and that will bring like a bunch of different people. So hopefully that keeps it fair.
I think
Yeah,
it will.
sounds legit. Yeah, sounds really good.
I'm super excited. I just want this game to come out already.
Yeah, I'm hyped.
Absolutely. Just chomping at the bit.
I'm trying to I'm practicing right now, you know.
You're practicing? Are you practicing on the RU servers?
He's literally got a huge,
No,
massive
I'm-
6-foot sword outside.
I'm practicing the mouse movements
Getting your micro down.
on PoE. Like
Getting that
LA,
ATM up.
PoE's faster, so it's not really that bad. But
You think PoE's faster? Actually, interesting. I have not played much PoE, so I'm not one
yeah,
to.
I mean,
The
I guess
end
it
game
depends
of
on what the build.
I was gonna say the end game of Lost Ark though is pretty ridiculous as far as like what you're
Yeah.
slamming down.
Like mechanics of the bosses and stuff.
Yeah, because it's all, you can actually look up the strat for the boss and actually be able to tell exactly what you're going to have to do outside of like PoE has a lot of like one-shot mechanics, right, that are just going to kill you either way.
Right. Yeah, that's similar to Diablo, right? Where
Exactly.
it's like there's mechanics, quote unquote, but they're kind of like random and they're putting shit on the ground, and it's not like this zone is you have to move out of this zone. Everybody has to be in the top left. Everybody has to be here. That kind of stuff.
Precisely. Yep, I agree. Yeah, also we have if you haven't already, the giveaway is going on right now for those 2 platinum editions.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check the timer.
Getting
13 minutes and 30 seconds.
13
Ooh.
minutes.
19
We
people in
only
there
got 19
already.
people in there right now.
Yep.
Oh, there's 20.
20. Boom.
Picking
yeah,
up.
some people
Oh,
joined
can I-
late. So
Can I mention something?
yeah.
I noticed a big oof earlier. Is he here? Josh? No. He won that game. Like, what was that?
Beyond the
You
wire.
were- Yeah, he won the game you were giving away, and it gave him the giveaway winner title or role, so he can't win the 1 year of WoW sub unless that role goes away within the week.
Really?
Wait, say that again.
So Adas won that game,
Yeah.
and it gave him the giveaway winner role. On the WoW sub giveaway, it says at the bottom, must
Oh.
Does
not
not have the
role.
giveaway
Yeah.
winner.
Yeah.
So I mean, it depends on how.
No, you're right. I just deleted it. I didn't. Yeah, no, that's absolutely accurate. The only reason I did not, the only reason I have the giveaway winner role on the 1 year WoW subscription is because I have several WoW 1 year subscriptions to give away, and I don't want multiple people like
Where are you getting this?
getting
Spoiler alert.
5
Dude.
years of WoW subscriptions.
That's what balls gave you. I knew it. They're just like, we got all these 1 year codes.
Yeah, so there will
Gotta
be
get the first one,
additional.
right?
There will be additional WoW subs.
Are you, Vecino, are you being recruited by Blizzard again?
I am not currently. No,
He does have his notepad still.
I do still have my notepad. Hey, all you guys! I just want to say, everybody that made fun of me for literally years. Now they've been acquired. My ATV iStock has finally paid off. Maybe we'll see.
Big stonks for you, man.
Yeah.
Eventually
On an
huge
unrelated note, though, I did create a Project Zomboid Strats Co server.
Oh yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, if anybody is interested, it's in the gaming channel right now. But right now it's capped at 5 because I didn't know how many people were going to join it. But if we need to, I can set the Docker pod to be more.
Nice. I'll pin that after the stream. I meant to do that and just forgot. It's just too many
Yeah,
things going on.
I've got plenty of server space. So if we ever find a game that we need a Strats Co server for, I could just spin up the Docker and let it do its thing.
Nice.
Oh, actually, I don't know why that made me think of Minecraft.
I have like 4 Minecraft servers on there, so I could just allocate one of them to us if we need it.
Off
Yo.
March 10th is when they're switching to Microsoft account
Ugh.
to play Java.
Wait a minute. wait a
Minecraft's
minute.
dead to
We've
me.
We've got some last minute news.
Some last minute news.
We've got some last minute news. The Lost Ark Platinum giveaway has just been changed from 2 winners to 3 winners.
Whoa.
That's right. Hot
Holy
off the
shit!
press.
Call him out. Call him out.
Who's DMing me? So many DMs.
Yeah, that's probably one of those DMs is related to that. It's anonymous though, so don't.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm clearing DMs real fast. Let's see. We talked about it, Validius. We'll talk about it again. But we did talk about it.
We have Biggest Loser and we have the Platinum pack that's gonna drop soon.
We should do Biggest Loser. Braden, how about some Biggest Loser? Oh man, I hope I turned the
Yes, sir.
images off. Oh, I did. Woo! For those who don't know,
Well,
we've been doing a Biggest Loser since the 1st of January. We will be donating to charity for every pound collectively that those of us participating in lose. So you're motivated to do well, because if you don't do well, you're just taking money out of the hands of the children or whatever the charity happens to be. Think of the children. Also, it's been
Yes.
hella motivating. Braden's been doing a lot of work to help maintain it.
Well,
Tell us all about
I
it,
was
Braden.
around when you guys
a lot of
started
last
it, but
minute
I
work.
will.
Let's put it that way. A lot of last minute work.
Right on. I definitely was not around when you guys started it, but I'm gonna do it in faith with y'all.
Love to see it.
If you want to join, I can throw you in. I mean, like, you're probably not going to. I mean, you never know. Actually, at the rate some of us are going, you'll probably pass up a bunch of us. But if you want, I can throw you in there, and it'll just be you're
Yeah,
starting, because
absolutely.
we're actually going to be running it all year, and it's going to be done in like quarterly stretches. So we're going to have a quarterly winner, and then we're also going to have a 2022 overall winner. So you can participate in this one. I'll throw you on for fun. Just shoot me a message to remind me to do it.
Yeah, sure.
I'll throw you on for fun, and then you can potentially win the following quarters. So cool. So off
Yo.
this week was a bit of a resurgence.
Can I just say before you start, the graph
Yes.
is one of my favorite parts of the weekly.
Thank you.
Yeah, it
Graph
is.
is second.
If
though.
you're not watching the stream, it's totally worth.
Shit, I gotta pull up this screen.
Graph is second.
Yes.
Braden, go.
We'll talk about the graph in a moment, but a solid resurgence. So in previous weeks, let me pull up my spreadsheet here. What time is it in? So we have been on a steady decline since week 1. So collectively, week 1 we lost 59 pounds. Week 2, 40. Week 3, 9.6. Week 4, 6.6. Week 5, we are back up to 19.2 pounds.
Woo.
So back on the upwards trend. A bit of a resurgence this week. Obviously, we're never gonna hit those levels that we hit in the first 2 weeks, but solid week. And leading that charge is once again
Drum
Mr. Deranged Taco.
Hey, congrats, man.
I'm so mad.
Losing
I'm so
a
mad.
whopping 2.78%.
Wow.
Not the highest
dude.
we've seen so far, but I think given how far in we are, it's always easiest to lose weight at the start. So I think that is the most impressive number so far.
Totally.
I'd also like to give out some shout outs to 3 others who had pretty big weeks. One is Mr. Oth himself, losing 1.72%. I think most other weeks he's in competition for loser of the week, but not with this huge week from Taco. But that was enough to shake up the rankings a little. We'll see in a second. I'm just saying. Shook up the rankings a little. Zero Logic with 0.93%, almost 1%, and Senish with 0.81%. Oh, I see. We have the rankings here. So Off has officially overtaken Adidas. Huge week from Off.
We got a
Moving into
race on our
second
hands.
place. Taco has once again reclaimed his title at the top. Last week, I think Adidas took back the top spot. this week, Taco's taking it back from him. Some shakeups around
Some shake.
some shakeups. We have a tight race going, especially in the middle to bottom area. We have Kitty moving up the rankings quite a bit due to some slides from Vicino and Zarek.
Yeah.
I am very, very slowly moving my way up away from the bottom. Calixo has now moved out of last place. Unfortunately, we have our first fallen comrade, Validius, who has backslid past his original starting weight. So wanted to call that out just so we can encourage him moving forward. Got to pick him up.
Let's
Gotta
No
get
man
him
left
along.
behind.
There's a
No
number of
strategist
us.
left behind.
Exactly. There's a number of us here at the bottom, making gains, but not big gains. So all it takes is, honestly, if you look at Taco losing 2.78%, that's enough to move you up into the middle of the standings in 1 week. So certainly, if you get down, if you're struggling, not all is lost. You can move up significantly in the standings.
And no one in timeout.
Nobody in timeout.
It's not timeout. It is not timeout. Can we call it by
Yes,
its official
fortunately,
name?
it seems like the branding is working, guys, because nobody wanted to be in the Balls Guarana Blue Balls timeout box TM. Okay? We all love balls. Nobody wants to be in the Blue Balls timeout box.
That's right.
So the branding is working. I didn't even have to ping people. I just one reminder today, nothing yesterday, nothing later on in the day, single reminder, everybody submitted. Awesome week.
You'll love to see it.
That's great,
Love
guys.
it. Love to
Congrats.
see it.
It's good, and I mean, I'm at the top. Oh man.
Taco, tell us about your big week. How did you find this success this week?
I mean, I think I'm getting to the end where like all the I'm losing. It's kind of weird to say all the soda's leaving my body still. I don't know. Like,
Gotcha.
the water is taking effect.
Yeah.
I stopped. I mean, I went back to dipping and stopped smoking. I mean, it's kind of a sideways downgrade, upgrade, whatever. I just
Side grade.
I just haven't been eating, and then working out a lot. I mean, I haven't. I weighed in at 398. I haven't seen the 300 since maybe it was 6 years ago. So it's pretty huge.
It's amazing.
That's
Big
awesome.
week. And it a lot of times it seems like a big challenge, but like losing weight can really be that simple. I know when I came back from first year university, I got more like the frosh, the freshman 30 or 40 rather than the freshman 15. And that was the big change that I made that summer. And I think just by cutting out pop and biking back and forth to work each day, and just not eating too unhealthy, like not making a conscious effort to only eat healthy and have a strict diet, but it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna have a soup for lunch, and then I'm gonna have, this was back in, I was home for the summer, so whatever my parents made me for dinner that night, that's what I was gonna eat. And had some snacks here and there, and I went from like 190 to 150 in like 2.5 months.
I was gonna say portions,
awesome.
cutting out the sugars and the complex carbs and everything else. That's gonna do people a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, it's definitely been that. I've been doing intermittent, so I don't eat outside of noon to 8 p.m. And I used to be notorious for like the middle of the night snack, the like midnight 2 a.m. snack before going to bed. So I'd have something and then be in bed like 30 to 60 minutes later. That's terrible. It's the absolute worst thing you can do. Yeah, I'm doing 16/8.
There's a couple people that don't. I forget. Like, there's chat in off topic. They don't know about Biggest Loser, but maybe we can tell them in a moment because we're 5 seconds out of
It's coming.
the giveaway. If you direct your attention to the channel,
What?
Drum roll.
and
Whoop.
we're there.
It pulled.
There it is.
Taco got one.
There it is.
Jesus.
Rigged.
Stone
Hashtag
Chin
rigged.
and
That's fucking
Obitaka.
rigged.
Congrats,
And
everybody.
Stone Chin,
Nice.
OB. Congrats to all 3 of you. That's awesome.
Damn. That's
Yeah, I will make probably tomorrow. Make an official post because it seems like there's a number of people who wish they had joined earlier. I did say a bit earlier in the show here. We're doing Biggest Loser. It's running all year, and we're doing quarterly winners. So even if you start partway through this quarter and are a bit behind, if you can still be contesting for loser of the year, as well as the future quarters. So quarter Q2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So if you want to join, I'll post some more information. Maybe I'll do a secondary setup. But just send me a message on Discord, Bradham, and I will just let me know that you're interested, and then I'll try and remember to get people added, and maybe do a second round of
Awesome.
signups.
So one final thing on the giveaway, just so you know. First, I want to say super special thanks to Ouchie and Ressa, who both came through with Platinum to give away. They approached us with this like out of nowhere, and so just like super generous and testament to the value they are getting from everybody else in the community, which I think is super awesome. And then of course we have one more which wanted to remain anonymous, but we thank them quite a bit as well. And the way it will work is Steam, unfortunately, if you're not friends with the person on Steam, there's a 3-day fraud hold, which of course would be probably too late. So what's going to happen is they're going to buy it on Amazon and then send you the key the day before on install day when they get it.
Yep. So the if through Amazon they do not give you the key right away, you cannot buy it right out. You have to wait until the release day, which is on the 7th for Amazon, which then you will be delivered a key, and then that key can be delivered to the winners.
Vicino, I have an important question about the giveaway channel. Why am I not able to use my custom emojis? I feel like only with custom emojis can I express my true emotions.
I will I will look into
I know
that.
no other way.
I would not want to, never would I do anything to inhibit your ability to express yourself, so I will make sure to make that change.
Amazing.
All right.
Like, if I don't have my Pepe Hooray, who am I?
Who is he? You're just a moose at that point, right?
Right?
All right. We're nearly out of time tonight. There are a lot of people here. I assume many of you are here because of Lost Ark. We thank you for being here. We're super, super fucking hyped to play. I want to let you know I'm going to be down at the tavern shortly after this stream ends. If you have any questions for me about what we're doing, why we're doing it, I will do my best to answer it for you. We have a plan. We've been working with the leadership team on both coasts for weeks now at this point to make sure everything goes off as smoothly as possible. All Amazon has to do is make sure the servers don't fucking crash on launch day. We should be good to go. Q's notwithstanding.
I mean, their New World release was actually pretty legit. So
it was
let's hope
surprisingly good. Yeah, that actually, the one thing New World got right was a decent release with like stable servers. There were queues like a sumbitch, but the servers were rock solid. So I'm hopeful, very hopeful that we will see a similar success story with Lost Ark. But that's going to do it for this week on the Strats Weekly. We are out of time. I'll be in the
All right,
tavern
everybody.
after this is over. Hit me up if you have any questions. Thanks for coming out, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.